Okay, how are you? How you doing? Good evening. Let's start, shall we? So let's see if we can finish the part of the student book, and later on, as a team, you can work on the part of the workbook for the section 1B. Yep. I'm gonna share my screen, and let's retake from yesterday. Yesterday, we wrap it up. We finished the class with the activity 1A. Yeah, what are they like? So let me take a look to see what we get. Yes, I got 10 attempts. Remember that we're working in the class, so follow up. Yep. Let's take a look, sorry, at Luis Angel's work. Let's see what we get. Okay, this one was about vocabulary. They are given to you the definition, and what we observe in there is what we observe in there is related to the concepts, right? Or the words of vocabulary that you get the tabs below. People think about themselves and not about the other people. Selfish. Yeah. Selfish. That was the option. Always wants to win. Competitive. Always wants to win. Competitive. Yeah. No, no questions about it. Spoiled. Children behave badly because they are given everything they want. Spoiled. Yeah, normally for children, but sometimes you have some grown-ups that actually they do exactly the same. Yep. Aggressive. Person gets angry, aggressive. You react instantly. You don't have like patience. Charming, attractive personality. Sensible, common sense, practical. Sociable, friendly and enjoys being with other people. Sociable. Anxious, worried or stressed. Moody, happy 1 minute and sad the next one. So that changed, right? Happy, sad, happy, angry. So you're moody. You change all the time. Independent. People like doing things on their own without help. Some people don't like to depend on others. Some people don't like to receive some help. So those are independent. Yeah. Bossy. People likes giving orders to other people. Yeah. The person likes giving orders to other people, commands like you do this, you do that. That person is bossy. Affectionate. Person shows that they love or like people very much. Those persons that they hug you, they kiss you, they tell you beautiful things all the time, they are affectionate. Jealous. Person thinks that someone loves another person more than them or wants what another person have. Yeah, you're not sure in the relationship, so you're jealous. Sensitive. Can be easily hurt or offended. Those people that, well, they take it seriously, everything that the other people mentioned, they are sensitive. Ambitious. Wants to be successful in life. Ambitious. And reliable. Someone who you can trust or depend. Reliable. That was the activity. Oh, we got two more. Rebellious. Person doesn't like obeying rules. Person doesn't like obeying rules. Stubborn. Person never changes his or her opinion. Yeah, like that. You believe something, you never change, even when the facts, yeah, they are telling you the opposite. You continue thinking that part. Yeah, stubborn. This was yesterday's activity, the last one that we worked on. Let's continue. Today, we're gonna be working to start with. Help me out with Help me out with, sorry to scroll like this. Let's start on 2A. Yep, 2A. Edwin, let me see. I don't see anyone. No, I don't see him here in the waiting room. Tell him to try again, please, Edwin, because I don't see him in the list waiting to enter. So today, let's start in vocabulary bank 2A opposites. Yep, that's the one we're gonna be working on. This one we're gonna work on together. So follow up and obviously help me out, yeah, with your super expertise. We have some words in here. Tell me the meanings if it's clear for you. Yeah, tell me the meanings if it's clear for you. What is clever? Clever. What is it? What is the meaning of the word clever?
Inteligente.
Thank you so much, Luis Angel. There we have generous.
Generoso.
Perfect. Shy.
Tímido.
Very good. Thank you. Lazy.
Perezoso.
Great. Quiet.
Tranquilo.
Very good. And insecure.
Inseguro.
There you go. Thank you so much to the ones that helped me, as usual. The others, remember, you can do it too, just in case. We are going to match, the activity is vocabulary bank 2A opposites. Match the adjectives and their opposites, yeah? If we have clever, what is the opposite from to clever on this list? What is the opposite on this list?
Stupid.
Okay, so I select that one. For generous, the opposite.
Talkative.
This one. Let's see. What about shy? Which one will you choose for shy? The opposite.
Outgoing.
Outgoing. Very good. Lazy.
Hard working.
Very good. What about quiet? Which one would you choose for quiet?
Talkative.
Talkative. Very good. Talk, right? Talkative. Insecure.
Self-confident.
Very good. Thank you. Self-confident. And obviously, this one, the one that is left, mean, as opposite for generous. Yep. There you go. Check your attempts. Let me go back to see your super work. I already got, let me refresh this page up. I got 4 attempts. This one's we even work together, so perfect. Nora, excellent. Luis Angel, great. There we go. Yep, let's wait just a couple more minutes for the others to work, and then we got it. Help me out with the attendance, please. Abarca. Caguas.
Present.
Thank you. Chavez.
Present.
Thank you. Elizalde.
Present.
Thank you. Encalada.
Present.
Thank you. Eras. Jimenez.
Present.
Thank you. Mármol.
Present, Mr.
Thank you, Juan José. Ojeda.
Present, Mr.
Thank you, Edwin. Pincay.
Present.
Thank you. Kitio.
Present.
Thank you. And Avila.
Present.
Thank you. The only one that I haven't checked attendance is Eras. Not yet in here. The others, you already get your attendance, yes? Just in case. So let's continue. Let me check one more time your attempts. Excellent. Now 7 attempts. I get 2 already answered, and you took less than 2 minutes. Perfect. So great on the vocabulary. So let's see it. Okay, one more time so we can advance. Up to the moment, I got 8 attempts. From those 8 attempts, I get 1, 2, 3 that actually finish that up. Yep. Yeah, I can wait just a couple more minutes before I advance with the next activity. Remember, we are working on the activity vocabulary bank 2A opposites. Let me see. So I scroll to the next activity that we got in here. Remember, we're working on the 1B, trying to finish that up. So the next activity we're gonna be working is on the vocabulary bank 3A, negative prefixes. Do you know what is a prefix? Does anyone know what is a prefix?
Prefijos.
Edwin?
Sorry. Prefijos.
Exactly. And what is that? What we understand by that? These are a parts of the words that go at the beginning. Yeah. Normally, they are going to change the meaning of the words. So let's take a look at the activity. Remember, first work with me a little bit, and then you have your chance. In here, what we observed in here, what you observe is the following. Yeah. What we have, for example, the opposite for friendly.
Unfriendly.
Perfect. So there we have already one. So what it means that all these words on, this, in, here, in are prefixes, those tiny words. Yep. That means that when you put this prefix, you're changing the meaning of the adjective. Yeah, friendly, we know what it is. So now we want to say the opposite, one form to say it, unfriendly. Yep. What about honest? Which one you use for honest? I say on honest, in honest, which one you
Dishonest.
use?
Dishonest.
There you go. So dishonest. Yep. Imaginative. What I use for it? Imaginative. What I use to make it the opposite?
In.
Luis Angel gave us an idea. In. So in imaginative, we'll see. What about kind? Negative form of kind. Which one I use?
Unkind.
Unkind. Very good. Mature. The opposite.
Immature. Immature.
Immature. Which one is IN or IM?
M.
There you go. Immature. Yep. That double M in there, right? Immature. Next one, organized, but the opposite. Which prefix you're gonna use?
Disorganized.
This one, right? Disorganized. Right? Disorganized. Now, what is the rule? In some parts of the language, you have to learn it by heart. You have to learn it by memory. Yeah. There we have that observation. Mhm. So patient. What about the opposite?
Impatient.
That in is IN or IM?
IN.
Very good. So impatient. Impatient. Let me see before I get any mistake in there. Impatient. I continue and I get reliable. Which one you use for? Reliable.
Unreliable.
Okay, we go for unreliable. Yep. Responsible.
Irresponsible.
Thank you, Nora. So in that case, the prefix that I'm going to use is IR. And then again appears another R, right? So it goes like double. Irresponsible. Selfish. The opposite.
Unselfish.
Unselfish. Very good. So that's what I type. Sensitive. Sensitive.
Insensitive. Insensitive. Ah,
That
sorry.
that in I-N or I-M?
I-N.
I-M, okay. Insensitive. Sociable.
Unsociable.
Repeat, please.
Unsociable.
Thank you so much. Unsociable. See, any typing mistake and then we're gonna have it wrong. And what about tidy? Tidy is organized, right? When something is really in order, you say it's tidy. The opposite. Tidy.
Untidy.
Thank you so much. So then we go on tidy. Yeah. Let me check your super list. Oh, this one was missing. Imaginative. How you make it negative, the opposite actually. So you're not good for creating things. You don't have like a great imagination. So you are
Imaginative.
no.
Unimaginative.
So we go for unimaginative. Okay, unimaginative. There we go. So let's see if there is any news about it. I'm gonna finish my attempt. Let me see, submit all finished. Let's see with your help what I get. Excellent. Perfect. Let me go back to see your results. Let me see the attempts that I have. I refresh this part of the page. And what I get, 11 attempts per good number. I like that number. It means that we are all working on it. Perfect. So what we get, very good. Good numbers. So we're waiting for some others. Questions about this activity in particular? Now, in this one, it's a matter of vocabulary, which means that you have to learn little by little. Yeah. Little by little. Okay. So let me go back to see what else we get. Until now, I think this activity has been easy for you today. Yep. Let me scroll to continue on this ones. Sorry to do it like this. So you get up to here, right? Vocabulary bank 3A. Then on the platform, you see these are well, it's actually a text, right? An extract that is under the title of false friends. What is it? Sometimes when we have when we translate, when we read in English, we have these problem that we believe that it's extremely similar to Spanish. Yesterday, we discussed about it with the word sensible. Yep, sensible and sensitive. Yep. So there we were having that observation in the sense that when we say or when we read in English sensible, we think about the same word in Spanish, right? Sensible. But yesterday we discussed the differences, right? Sensible and sensitive. Sensible and sensitive, the differences. Also, sympathetic. Sympathetic. The person that understands other people's feelings. Yeah. You get sympathy for someone means that actually you have or you understand what they feel. Yeah. What they think. You respect the other people's feelings. Yeah. Or thoughts or ideas. Yeah. In that way, we're gonna take it. Okay. Let's continue on this. And let's go for this one. In here, we have the activity 7A. That is, yesterday again, we talked about the different stress on the words for the accent, right? Like how we talk. Yeah, that's what we observe in here. So what it means, let's take a look first. Let me show it to you just in case. Choose the stressed syllable in these multi-syllable adjectives. So we're gonna listen. Yeah, we're gonna listen to the track and then we are going to select. First, let me listen to it, and then we continue selecting. What happens with the words? They are divided like by syllables. Yeah. They are divided by syllables, and what you're going to do is to select where you believe, yeah, the accent is. Yeah. So let's listen up.
1.26. 1. Jealous, anxious, ambitious, generous, rebellious. 2. Sociable.
So as you can listen, they are going by groups, right? Number 1, you got 6 words. So what happens on number 1 goes like this.
Anxious, ambitious. 1.26. 1. Jealous, anxious, ambitious, generous, rebellious. 2. Sociable, reliable. 3. Responsible, sensible. 4. Competitive, talkative, aggressive, sensitive. 5. Unfriendly, insecure, impatient, immature.
So there you listen to it, right? All the
1.26.
all the track related to that, to identify what is the accent in the words. So
1. Jealous.
Which one will you choose? Yeah or Luz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I follow your. Let's continue.
Anxious.
Which one will you? So this one, totally sure? Let
And.
me.
1. jealous, anxious,
So there you change it for am. Okay. I continue.
ambitious,
Which one you taking here?
B.
Okay.
generous,
There.
Yeah.
Like that. One more for number one.
rebellious,
Which one you
B.
take? Emily goes for that. Okay. Let's continue on number two.
2. Sociable.
Which one goes in there?
So.
So,
Okay.
Reliable.
Liar.
lie.
Okay. Reliable. Okay. Next one.
3.
responsible,
Which one you choose?
Spoon.
Fun.
Spoon.
Spawn. Okay.
sensible,
And
Sen.
Sensible. Okay.
4. Competitive.
B.
Okay.
Talkative.
Turn.
Okay.
Aggressive.
Gray.
Gray.
Okay.
Sensitive.
Tooth.
Sam.
Send.
Okay.
5.
unfriendly,
Okay.
insecure,
Sure.
In.
Could you repeat?
Sure.
Pure.
Okay. Thank you.
impatient,
Bad.
Big.
Okay. And finally,
immature,
Sure.
okay. So following your recommendations, let me see what is my score. I've been helped by my students, so let's take a look. Perfect. You helped me out to get a 10. Yep. So that was the activity. This activity, 7A, choose the stress syllables. Yep. Choose the stress syllable. That is the one that we work on. Okay. Let's take a look. What else we got? We're about to finish this section. Then we can pass to the workbook, which we're gonna develop as a team. There you go, right? So we finish 7A. And then what you have is here, right? This one is a practice for you to make difference between the sounds. So let's listen up.
1.26. 1.
jealous, anxious, ambitious, generous, rebellious,
2. Sociable. Reliable. 3.
responsible, sensible,
4. Competitive. talkative, aggressive, sensitive. 5.
unfriendly, insecure, impatient, immature.
So there you have the audio for just checking once again the pronunciation in case you need it, right? Listening and speaking. In here, let me see. Let's take a look at this activity 8B. Look at the cover of Linda Blair's book. Yeah, the book of Linda Blair. Let's see. Remember first, let me open the activity. We discuss a little bit, and then you continue on it. What you're gonna have in here, look at the cover, Linda Blair, birth order. What your position in the family really tells you about your character. Yeah. So according to this author, depending on the number of the son or daughter that you are, you have some characteristics. Yeah, you have some characteristics. That's what they refer to. So we're gonna listen to, and the activity itself is related to this part. Yeah. This one is for me that I'm blind. So in here you get some adjectives, yeah. The oldest children. So we're gonna listen to the characteristics for the oldest children, the middle, the youngest, and when there is only one. Yeah. So according to what I hear, I'm gonna place it in one of them, right? I click and I drag and drop, according to what we listen to. So remember, right now I open the activity. I'm gonna listen first, and then you decide together with me which ones we're gonna use. Yep.
One 1.27.
This morning we're talking about family and family life. And now Danielle Barnes is going to tell us about a book she's just read called Birth Order by Linda Blair. So what's the book about, Danielle?
Well, it's all about how our position in the family influences the kind of person we are. I mean, whether we're firstborn, a middle child, a youngest child, or an only child. Linda Blair argues that our position in the family is possibly the strongest influence on our character and personality.
So tell us more about this, Danielle. What about the oldest children in a family, the firstborn?
Well, firstborn children often have to look after their younger brothers and sisters, so they're usually sensible and responsible as adults. They also tend to be ambitious, and they make good leaders. Many US presidents and British prime ministers, including, for example, Winston Churchill, were oldest children. On the negative side, oldest children...
Now, when we are listening to the track, they are giving examples. They are putting, maybe they're going to put in there famous people, but pay attention is to the adjectives. Yep, to the adjectives that they use to describe each one of the sons or daughter according to the place they born. Yep.
Can be insecure and anxious. This is because when the second child was born, they lost some of their parents' attention, and maybe they felt rejected.
That's all very interesting. What about the middle child?
Middle children are usually more relaxed than oldest children. That's probably because the parents are more relaxed themselves by the time the second child arrives. They're usually very sociable, the kind of people who get on with everybody, and they're also usually sensitive to what other people need. Now, this is because they grew up between older and younger brothers and sisters. For the same reason, they are often quite good at sorting out arguments. And they're always sympathetic to the ones on the losing side, or in general to people who are having problems. On the other hand, middle children can sometimes be unambitious, and they can lack direction in life.
And youngest children?
I was very interested in this part of the book as I'm a youngest child myself. It seems that youngest children are often very outgoing and charming. This is the way they try to get the attention of both their parents and their older brothers and sisters. They are often more rebellious, and this is probably because it's easier for the youngest children to break the rules. By this time, their parents are more relaxed about discipline. On the negative side, youngest children can be immature and disorganized, and they often depend too much on other people. This is because they have always been the baby of the family.
Fascinating. And finally, what about only children?
Only children usually do very well at school because they've a lot of contact with adults. They get a lot of love and attention from their parents, so they're typically self-confident. They're also independent, as they're used to being by themselves. And because they spend a lot of time with adults, they're often very organised.
Well, I'm an only child myself, and people always think that I must be spoiled. Is that true according to Linda Blair?
Well, it's true that only children can sometimes be spoilt by their parents because they're given everything they ask for. Also on the negative side, only children can be quite selfish, and they can also be impatient, especially when things go wrong. This is because they're not used to sorting out problems with other brothers and sisters.
Okay, there you go. Were you able to catch some adjectives or not really? Was it possible for you to catch some adjectives to describe each one of the types of the children or not really? I got, let's listen up one more time, and then we're going to pause it to see if we can extract the specific adjective.
1.27.
This morning, we're talking about family and family life. And now Danielle Barnes is going to tell us about a book she's just read called Birth Order by Linda Blair. So what's the book about, Danielle?
Well, it's all about how our position in the family influences the kind of person we are. I mean, whether we're firstborn, a middle child, a youngest child, or an only child. Linda Blair argues that our position in the family is possibly the strongest influence on our character and personality.
So tell us more about this, Danielle. What about the oldest children in a family, the firstborn?
Well, firstborn children often have to look after their younger brothers and sisters, so they're usually sensible and responsible as adults. They also tend to be ambitious, and they make good leaders. Many US presidents.
For example, there we have some part of the description for the oldest children. Which ones will you use for the oldest children? The ones you listen to.
Responsible.
Okay. Thank you, Emily. So there we got one, responsible. What else?
Sensitive.
What else we got? Ambitious. Yep. Remember, you're just observing my work just in case.
And British prime ministers, including, for example, Winston Churchill, were oldest children. On the negative side, oldest children can be insecure and anxious. This is because when the second child was born...
So there are negative things about being the oldest children as well. So they mentioned.
Insecure.
Very good. What else? This one, right? Insecure and anxious. Let's see, right? We're working together. Let's see how we do it.
They lost some of their parents' attention, and maybe they felt rejected.
That's all very interesting. What about the middle child?
Middle children are usually more relaxed than oldest children. That's probably because the parents are more relaxed themselves by the time the second child arrives. They're usually very sociable, the kind of people who get on with everybody.
So there we get some characteristics about the middle children. What is it?
Sensible.
Sociable.
Okay, sociable. They mentioned relaxed. That is already there, right? Relaxed, sociable. Something more? Not yet.
And they're also usually sensitive to what other people need. Now, this is because they grew up between older and younger brothers and sisters. For the same reason, they are often quite good at sorting out arguments. And they're always sympathetic to the ones on the loose.
So what else we get for the middle children?
Sensitive.
Sensitive. The other word that they mentioned? Let's go.
Sympathetic.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Camila. Sympathetic. Very good. Let's continue on it.
Losing side, or in general to people who are having problems. On the other hand, middle children can sometimes be unambitious and they can lack direction in life.
And youngest children?
Something not good about them.
And ambitious.
Unambitious. Very good. Thank you. Right, there we go. We are completing. So we got the last two types. Remember that first, I suppose you're observing with me just in case of the time.
I was very interested in this part of the book as I'm a youngest child myself. It seems that youngest children are often very outgoing and charming. This is the way they try to get the attention.
There you get two adjectives to describe the youngest children. One is there, that is ongoing, and the other is
Charming.
German. Very good.
Of both their parents and their older brothers and sisters. They are often more rebellious, and this is probably because it's easier for the youngest children to break the rules. By this time, their parents are more relaxed about discipline. On the negative side,
So they mentioned one characteristic in here.
Rebellious.
Very good. There you go. Let's see, not the bright side. Let's see something negative about them.
youngest children can be immature and disorganized, and they often depend too much on other people. This is because they have always been the baby of the family.
Fascinating.
So what is the not so good part about them?
Disorganized.
Disorganized.
Disorganized. And what else? Did you listen to the other?
People. This is because they have always been the baby of the family. For the youngest children to break the rules. By this time, their parents are more relaxed about discipline. On the negative side, youngest children can be immature and disorganized, and they often depend too much on other people.
Which one they use? For me, this one, immature. And for that, right? Like we get organized, we get spoiled. Now remember that in some occasions the mistakes will be according to the place. So let me listen up the last part for the only child.
This is because they have always been the baby of the family.
Fascinating. And finally, what about only children?
Only children usually do very well at school because they've a lot of contact with adults. They get a lot of love and attention from their parents, so they're typically self-confident. They're also independent, as they're used to being by themselves. And because they spend a lot of time with adults, they're often very organised.
Well, I'm an only child myself, and people always think that I must be spoiled. Is that true according to Linda Blair?
Well, it's true that only children can sometimes be spoilt by their parents because they're given everything they ask for. Also, on the negative side, only children can be quite selfish, and they can also be impatient, especially when things go wrong.
So there you have the last description. Yep. So we move a little this one to the top. We move this one to the third place, just in case. And let's see. Yep. Let's see what I got. And then I'll see your results based on these activities, okay? So let's see what I get. And let's see the results. Yep. And then I have that one. This one, I'm gonna check it manually for your results, just in case, okay? Let me write it down to recheck. I'm gonna recheck this one, just in case, okay? Let's continue. Let's see what else we got to wrap it up to this part, the student book. So we can make available the workbook. And let's see what else we have, right? A, B, I'm gonna check it for you, just in case. We get to this part, we pass. A, B. And then we go for writing. Writing will be the last activity on it. What is about? Writing a description of a person. Read the 2 Facebook messages once and answer the question. Why has Angela written to Sophia? And does Sophia recommend her friend to Angela? Those are the 2 questions. That is obviously based on this part. Yeah, we got Angela and Sophia. Angela goes with, let's see. Marjorie, could you read Angela's part, please? Is it possible for you? Please go ahead, help me out. Read Angela's part, sorry. Then you get the answer in this conversation, as you can see on Angela's part. Yeah. I'm looking for an au pair to look after Mike and Sally. And I remember your Polish friend, Cassia, who I met last summer. She said she might be interested in working in England. So that is the situation in general. And then the answer, Sophia's answer. Cassia is one of my best friends, so of course I know her very well. She's 22 and she has just finished economics at university, but she doesn't have a job yet, and I'm sure she will be interested in going to the UK. Her parents are both doctors, and she has 2 younger brothers. She gets on very well with them, and they are a very close family. So let's take a look at the activity itself. There you have the images, right? And tell me if you have the space to answer, the option to answer there, the box to input your answer. Is it possible for you to input an answer? Let me see. I checked one submission already. It appears to me one submission. Here it is. Nora already made it. So it's possible to submit your answer, obviously. And when I check, I get the answer this way. You did not upload it as PDF, I suppose. It's here in the box, right? There you have the answer. So please, let's work on this one. Let's work on the writing a description of the person to finish with the part of the student book. Yep. Let me know when you got it so I can check your activities. So far, I get submissions of 2 students. Remember, what we have to do is to answer the questions, right? Why has Angela written to Sophia? And does Sophia recommend her friend to Angela? That's what we're gonna refer to.
The description another person or the Angela is okay.
The description is Angela, the describing her friend.
Mister,
Yes, Ms. Angel?
do I have to answer the questions or do I have to make a description?
Oh, no, you have to answer the questions. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Just remember what we're doing is just briefly answering to those two questions. Why has Angela written to Sophia what she needs? And the other, that Sophia recommend her friend to Angela. Yep. We can wait a couple more minutes. but let me know how much time you need, right? Like 5 minutes top, so we can continue on the activities. Yeah, but talk to me so I know what you need. So far, I get 3 submissions. There must be 11. I can give you 5 more minutes before we pass to the next activity, yeah? The next activity is gonna be as groups. Let me know in the chat if you have a specific groups to work. Yep. If not, they're gonna be randomly selected. In the chat, you put me if you have like a specific groups to work. If not, I'll just make randomly. 5 more minutes and we start on that. Perfect. There we have a better number. That is 7 attempts, 7 submissions, actually. Yep, that one's gonna be graded manually. Obviously, it's a writing activity. Related once again to the answer to these 2 questions, right? Why has Angela written to Sophia? And does Sophia recommend her friend to Angela? That was like the 2 questions that you're supposed to answer based on the information that you get on these messages through Facebook. Yep. So then let me share with you again. With that, you finish on this part on 1B, the student book. Yep. On 1B, the student book, we finished with that one. Let me scroll sorry down all the way down to see where we get to. We get to the writing activity that is here. Yep, that is the end of the student book. But they get also the workbook. The workbook is the one that we're gonna start working now, but as a team. Yep. When you're working as a team, the idea is that all of you cooperate and that we take advantage of the time of the class to work on the activities. Yep. What I mean, discuss, try to do it together. Now, I understand if there is a person that is not helping, let me know. So that person works in another room, just in case. I made the groups, right? There is no problem with that. You have no preference. Okay, so perfect. In that case, let me make it visible for you. And let's see. How many of the activities we can work on. Yep. Let me see, where is it? Let me see it. We don't know yet. This one is to be no. We don't know yet. 1B workbook, here it is. I'm gonna make it visible for you, obviously. And then we're gonna see you get a couple of activities. And then that's what we're gonna refer to. Yep. Let me show to you before we start. So you can see what I refer to. I just made it visible for you. Let me share my screen, sorry, 1 minute. There you go. I assume that you can observe now my screen. Yep. The activities that we refer to is 1B, Family Life, Workbook. In there, we have the following activities. Do I expect that you finish everything tonight? No. No, impossible, right? But I want you to advance in some of them, right? Now, I want the groups to be honest. You open the activity. If the activity is difficult, you do not understand, tell me. Yep. So I can work on it together. So call me out, I go to the team and I do it. But really fast, because remember that you have time on some of the activities. Yep. So let's go little by little. And let's see what happens. I have someone waiting to enter is iPhone 3. If you know who this is, let me know, please. Yeah. The user that appears to me is iPhone 3. If it's one of your friends, let me know so I can access this person. Yep. So in here, for example, let's begin the first part. Grammar. Complete sentences with the correct form of the verb. Phrases, use contractions only for will. Yep. So I open that up for you. and we start on it. Now, remember, I'm gonna make the groups and then you're gonna be working on it. It's obviously it's extremely similar to the activities that we have worked on the student book, right? This is additional practice, of course. What is it? My brother hates his job, number one. He's going to look for a new one. He looked for an intention. That's why he is going to. Don't worry about the drinks. For them, what I use, the ones involved. In this case, you're gonna use I pay. But they tell you something more. They tell you an offer. Yeah. When you offer to do something at the moment you're speaking, what do you use? You use will or you use going to? Okay. Once again, remember, obviously we need to practice and I want you to practice during class, but what is most important is that you understand. Yep. If you have low grades, that is going to be a disaster by the end, and that's what we don't want. Yep. If we make 1, 2, 3 activities, perfect, but you understand, just in case. Let me know about that. Okay, this is the first activity. Future forms, remember the ones that we have covered. Use contractions only for will. Use contractions only for will. Still, remember, if there is a problem in the activity, I'm gonna check it manually, but you let me know. Questions about this first activity, please. Okay. So I stop sharing for a minute. Once again, I don't expect you to finish all the workbook tonight. That's impossible. So if you're working together and you tell me, Manuel, we finished 1 activity, we finished 2 activities, perfect. There is not a limit. I'm not putting a limit to the number of activities. Marjorie, nice cat.
Excuse me.
What is the name of the cat?
Elusa.
Oh, okay. Very, very nice. Let's see. Let me see how many groups we make. Wait a minute. So everyone got several number of people. Let me create. So we have like many people to discuss about it. Yeah. So you're gonna have in your team, you're gonna have like 4 or 3 people. Yeah. Once again, the idea is to collaborate. If the activity is too difficult, call me out. I don't want to have like, oh yes, we finished all the workbook, but all the activities are wrong. That's not the point for me. Yeah. The point is you to practice, that you get good grades. That's what I want. Okay. So I'm starting the teams right now. Please check the group section so you can start working a little. Yep, check the group section so you can accept the invitation. Go to your teams, please. Accept the invitation, go to your team, please. Go to your teams, please. Thank you, thank you. Emily, Edwin, check the group section and go to your teams, please. Edwin, are you there? Okay, after the start part of the workbook session, we're gonna retake it tomorrow. If you want to advance on it, feel free to do it as a practice. If not, tomorrow we retake it with the same teams, trying to work as a collaborative tasks, just in case. Yep. I received some information from Romina, right? Ms. Jimenez, I received some observations from this first exercise. Anyone else with some issues on it? Okay, so we will retake tomorrow. Have a
Teacher, I have a observation. My homework rank number 1. We already put the correct form, but they put me incorrectly.
Okay, so I'm gonna check that. Okay,
Thank you.
have a great night and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.
Thank you, too.